Welcome to In Conversation with Himali. I am delighted to introduce Mr. Gaurav Khanna, the man behind the Indian shuttlers, the badminton players' success in the recent Tokyo Paralympics 2021. Coach Gaurav Khanna set up an academy and started a disabled-friendly accommodation cum recovery center for these para-athletes in Lucknow. An international referee and one of the first match controllers in India, he now dedicates all his time in training para badminton athletes. His selfless efforts have brought laurels to the international level, and ever since he took up para badminton in 2014, India has won 319 medals in the international stage so far. Welcome, Mr. Khanna. I am honored to have you here with us.
Thank you so much, Himali. I'm honored too.
Thank you so much. So, Mr. Khanna, first of all, I have to say that I am in awe of the fact that you have agreed to speak to me here. And I'm going to straight jump to the questions because I have to hold this awe in place. So my first question to you is, any particular reason that you decided to become a para coach?
The concern is I was a badminton player and my last nationals was in 1998. And when I got injured while playing my last nationals at Bharuch, yes, that's in your place, Bharuch, Gujarat.
Yes.
So it was there in 1998. And afterwards, when knee got twisted, I had to quit my professional career. And since I was very much aspirant and all such type of stuff, so I started studying and I qualified the examination for my railway protection force and had to undergo training, vigorous training, the force personals training. Sure. So I could not continue my sports also. And along with that injury, it was almost off as my professional career in badminton. But when I got my first posting in Hathras, it's near to Aligarh.
Yes.
Since I was bachelor and I had a lot of time, and as a police production officer there, force personnel, I started. In fact, I have seen that small kids, they are hearing impaired, and I had noticed that they were staying with a small community, though they were not of blood relations. And my soldiers and they used to tell that they are also involved in some mischief and wrong activities. So I realized that they have nothing to do and somehow they have to run their livelihood. So I just brought a few rackets, normal general rackets from the market, and these small kids, we start playing in the evening when I was not in my uniform. So it was a surprise for everyone, but that I'm playing with those so-called beggars or pickpocketers and all such type of stuff. But basically, they had to do something. So I tried to help them to have some small business, ki kakdi bech lena or mungfali bech lena. Although I'm not supposed to encourage them. So, but within the limit of rules and regulations, I tried to support them, and I was playing badminton with them. And thereby I have noticed that they can be a very good player because they are physically able-bodied, and that journey basically started from able-bodied athletes, able-bodied hearing impaired athletes. And afterwards, when I got my posting back to Lucknow, since I was associated and that idea was already in my mind, and my mother was also a very religious lady, so I started calling all these athletes because I may not play the professional badminton now, but I can definitely train people to play professional badminton. So that was the idea generated, and afterwards that journey started. Many of the hearing impaired people and kids starting coming to railway badminton courts, and I used to train them, giving my 1 hour, 2 hour, whatever I had that time, and it started like that. And afterwards I had the local body, they appointed me as a state coach for hearing impaired team for UP. And afterwards, I also became the head national coach of Indian deaf badminton team. I represented 2 Olympics, Deaf Olympics, and World Championship, Asian Games, Asia Pacific Championship. And slowly with that journey, I was also appointed as coach for the Asian Deaf team, training the players from Chinese Taipei, Indonesia, Malaysia, Korea. And there was a match in Korea between a continental match between Asia and Europe, and we won that championship. So
Fantastic.
similarly, this started with that hearing impaired kids, and in 2014, the Sports Authority of India gave me the charge for Indian Para Badminton team, and I realized that there is no culture of having training camps and professional setup. I started that. That's a big journey. I believe that you may ask in further questions. Otherwise, I'll keep on saying.
No, please feel free to say whatever you have to. But yes, I would definitely add in here that you gave guidance to people who were not doing anything on how they can basically you shape their lives to play the game. Although you were doing it after work or whenever, but you were shaping their lives. That's really so lovely. So what does a daily regime look like when you train the players?
See, daily routine is just you are asking about the current scenario. So I see after even winning Tokyo Paralympics, my winners are already enjoying their life, getting praise from all corners, attending the celebrations, functions, all type of ceremonies. But I'm back into my academy, and my schedule is again to wake up at 5 o'clock and reach to the stadium. And I said today is Sunday, that's why I'm at house. And that here too I am drafting few letters with relation to my athletes training program. Otherwise my schedule is again wake up and again first session from 6 to 8, then second session from 10 to 11, then again 11 to 2, then again in the evening, and that's how.
So basically the whole day that you spend in training people, is that right?
Yeah, of course, when you enter into any professional setup and you have competition with those who are doing the training professionally, you cannot afford to sit and watch movie and all such type of stuff which everybody is doing as a common man. You need to devote time, definitely.
Right. So no Netflix for you, perhaps.
No,
Well,
no, no, no. Even news also sometimes I'm not happy that even I'm not aware about the current scenario what is going on.
wouldn't you rather say that you're happy that you're not doing whatever is, that we get into discussions about religion and politics and all? Rather you're busy training people. Wonderful. So Mr. Khanna, what kind of challenges do you face in training para athletes?
See, first of all, as I said, when I was appointed as, because when I was as coach for Indian deaf badminton team, the challenges was to learn sign language. So I learned sign language, and I'm happy that I could communicate with them, and that's why I was a very loving coach for all my deaf athletes, and I organized training camps, setups, and all type of stuff was there. But as soon as I joined Indian, when the Sports Authority of India appointed me as the coach for Indian team for World Championship, Para Badminton World Championship in London, UK. So there was a first camp which they have sanctioned to me in Gandhinagar. That's also in Gujarat,
Yes.
Sai Gandhinagar. So I realized that I asked that the players told that they never had any such type of training camp or such type of stuff. So I thought that in order to be an elite athlete and in order to continue the fitness training skills and all such type of level of increase the level of performance, there has to be some professional camp. So first of all, what I did, I tried to brought everyone in the same common platform, which was that time not possible at the government level. So I did it at Lucknow in Guru Gobind Singh Sports College. I called everyone whosoever could come, and we stayed there. That was a setup arranged at a private level, and we used to prepare food. Even sometimes Krishna used to prepare food. Sometimes Pramod used to help. Sometimes Manoj used to help. So we did like this, and we used to first of all we tied up with some cook, but since we did not have had money to pay to that cook also, so we managed the things on our own, and bringing up the boxes. Even the conditions of courts were not good. It was shabby. It was slippery courts. The wooden broken. The roof were leaking. But in any case, we had a center where we could train together. So there, according to the situation and circumstances, we used to continue together. Then afterwards, after we had some supporters, after we won a few medals in World Championship, Asian Games. So we got the support of Go Sports and OGQ. So we shifted to another rental accommodation in front of Babu Banarsidas Academy. That was a big hall. And we stayed there around for a year. Then we realized that it is a part of Olympics, and to train for Olympics, we need a dedicated center where our slot should be on priority and not as per the adjusting available slots. So we shifted to Omex City. There we found a court of 4 courts. We managed to have our own. But again, shifting in our rental accommodation at Omex City, we found that it's not disabled friendly, and there are conditions from the landlord. Ki, keel mat gaado, yeah, don't do like this, and it's not disabled friendly. So I took a small loan because I had a job. I'm privileged. So uska, my wife is also working. So a Drona Paralympic house we built in a small 3,000 square feet area, and the lower part is the hostel for the players where Manoj, Pramod, Sukant, Krishna, Palak is also staying in the same locality as paying guest, and we have also the adjacent house on rent for the girls, and we appointed 2 cooks, and on the top floor we have a small gym, sauna bath, steam bath, ice bath, jacuzzi, hydrotherapy. So we thought that we should have everything intact because Corona period was also there.
Yeah.
So we believe that if we depend upon government centers, so we may be bound with the policy to stop the play because it's government rules.
Yeah.
So if we have a private center, nobody can force us. So we could train in a bio bubble, and even our training did not stop even during the COVID time.
Wow.
So that was the key that has made us to play with full potential and confidence in Tokyo Paralympics.
Absolutely fabulous, really. But I am just thinking, that you were doing this for the country. So did you not have the government aid coming in or private companies, sponsoring or taking that step forward to make this grow better?
As I told you that after see in India, the thing is, first of all, you need to, not in India, it's a basic logical thing. See, in order to get support, you need to perform first, at least show your potential. It's not like that they cannot support everyone invariably. So I believe that the initial stage and the transformation from a bad stage to a little better stage is more difficult. And after you get established, you will be recognized and you will be supported. So major part is I had the support from OGQ, I had the support from Go Sports, Wellspun also, but that is only meant for specific pinpointed players. It's not for the academy as a whole. So and that is also, you need to apply, you need to just justify, and it is logical from their part, and they can support the athletes to the conditions whatever they have. So but not all athletes got the support, and of course creating this center, they are not going to support to build a academy, they are not going to support to build a facility center, they are not going to support to build sauna bath, steam bath and all type of stuff, but they can at least support a little to procure one machine to provide you shuttlecocks. But the major 70% part in any case you need to do, and the government also support in a way athlete specific. So it's not for the academy again. So in any case, I had to put in to get all these stuff.
So, Mr. Khanna, how about the Indian community? Because they come to know about what kind of work you're doing and what you're delivering. One is people talk, but here there is delivery that is happening. So does the Indian community also support you?
Again, I tell you that when even government want you to first justify, put a justification, put to establish and what is your target and how you believe that realistically you can achieve that target.
Right.
So even government cannot support, even corporate cannot support you. So how can you expect a person? Yes, they can support you, but you have to keep your words in, and you have to just. It's like begging. It's like begging. So that is not my self-respect, and God has given me this type of strength that I could do that. So I'm much happy with since I could do it alone.
Hats off to you, really. And I must say to your wife as well, because she's supporting you in this adventure of yours, isn't it? So wonderful, both of you. I want to know that, you have already mentioned about the spa, the sauna and the ice room or whatever, you just mentioned the facilities, but is there more to it in the sense that are there any specific kinds of facilities and support that is essential for athletes and their coaching for performing in the at the Olympic level?
Of course, see, before, whether we were playing in sports college or any other place, normally the centers are being built up to play for able-bodied athletes. Of course, they are strong enough and they are big numbers. So we used to get the slot only after they finish their play and practice. So
Okay.
I'm fortunate that one of my childhood friend Ashish, he has got one Excelia school, and I have requested him that can we get a place in his school and he can build up the courts which can be dedicated to us, and where we can be termed as the first citizen to decide the time that when we will play.
Oh,
So he
okay.
is kind enough that he joined hand with me, and the school is in the Omek city, and we shifted to this place. And since along with badminton we need some specific things besides disabled friendly infrastructure,
Yes.
so that's why I have told that all these recovery, because when you prepare for a event like Olympics, you cannot afford to just play badminton and come back home. You need to
Oh,
work on motor abilities, you need to work on a strengthening part, you need to work on your skill part, you need to be work on an agility and all type of stuff. And for every motor abilities or any of the skill development, it needs a defined strategic thought process, and that has to be implemented on grounds. And afterwards, when you get tired, you need to recover and again come back on the court, and for this you need the help of sports science, that sauna bath and steam bath. So we have physios now with us, and they used to guide us that what our body need at this particular juncture. So we try to had that, and all that we had to manage at our level only, because
wow.
uh, you very know.
Wow. This is so you have a team that works with you for the athletes to to bring success. And
Yes, minimum numbers, not physical trainer. I am in a need of many dedicated masseur, physical trainer also, and
mhm,
all such stuff. But yes, slowly we may get it. But yes, I had the support of physios.
right.
Frank, fortunately, they are from Lucknow, and they can make up down from their house. So I got support from physios. Yes.
Fantastic, fantastic. So, what do you think has led to the growth of para badminton in India?
Again, can you repeat, please?
Yeah, well, I'm saying, what do you think has led to the growth of para badminton in India?
Of course, that is the way, the vision and the thought process which we had given 6, 7 years back. Because getting a performance into an event like Tokyo Paralympics, you
Mhm,
cannot, it cannot be a one day process. It's a full cycle involved. So
yeah.
the thought process of bringing all athletes coming together on the same platform, going into a professional training, supporting each other, slowly procuring the items which were essentially the minimum requirement, fulfilling the minimum requirement, and
Mhm,
also just foreseeing that we have the COVID situation in front, and procuring the items beforehand before the lockdown will happen, and getting shifted to a dedicated center privately has made us to continue our training with all equipments intact. And this, I think this was the main support to us, which has led our continuous training and which has led to perform in Tokyo.
So, Mr. Khanna, do you have more of players who are stepping forward to join the academy?
As I told you, that as soon as the Tokyo Olympics is over, I have started my training, and that training, I know Pramod is not here, Manoj is not here, Krishna is not here, and all senior stuff except Palak, because we are going to have Asian Youth Games in the month of December,
All
and
right.
Palak is a youth. And so now I'm more concentrating on these young boys, which would be the stars of
Absolutely.
Olympics after Paris. So this is high time to think for 2028, 2032, 2036. And as a coach, I'm back to my pavilion and thinking for the next stuff, basically.
Fantastic. So four medals make me wonder, how do you manage it? Of course, you did mention that whether COVID or not, your practices went on and on. So, but was it stressful, for you as well as the sportsmen and the women, knowing the dangers that COVID had? I mean,
As I told you, that COVID was definitely a threat for everyone, not only in India but around the world. But the thing is, uh, there were two questions in front of us: whether we are going to complain after Olympics, or we are going to enjoy the same after giving performance. Because nobody was going is going to excuse us that because of COVID we could not play, we could
right.
not perform. So in any case, that foresightedness that we had that time, it was stressful. The stressful part was to arrange for the equipments. The stressful part was to join every athlete together on the common platform, to have a good relationship between with each other. But the seniors and everyone, it's such a wonderful community. We have such a wonderful athletes. I have, they are so cooperative, they're supportive, and all together we have a bonding with each other. So because of these strong bonding and good relationship. I don't find any stressful on effect on anyone.
It's as simple as this, that if one has a good leader, everything else falls in place. And you have proved it through your work. Mr. Khanna, I would request you to leave a message behind for the viewers, please.
See, if you talk to me now, para badminton has grown up, and I have been receiving calls from many people around who wish to play para badminton.
Lovely.
My only voice is to reach to every part of every person who is in this country, staying in this country, and inclined to play para badminton. Just contact you, text you, or something like that, and get in touch with me. Because like Palak met me in a mall, like Suhas met me while playing as a Shokia badminton player, and now they were the part of Indian contingent for Tokyo Paralympics. You could also be the part of future Olympic Games. But the concern is, I am searching for you, and you might be searching for me. So just let's have this bridge to be established, and contact me. I'll definitely try to help you and support you.
And Mr. Khanna, how does one get in touch with you? Can I mention a website or something in the description?
Yes, of course. You can even mention my number also. No problem at all.
Sure. Thank you very, very much. And Mr. Khanna, that was really very inspiring, where you are, keeping it open for anyone to approach and get in touch with you. A passionate, humble, and selfless coach who is marching ahead with a vision to bring more goals at the 2024 and the 2028 Paralympics. His optimism, motivation, and dedication is exemplary. More power to you, Mr. Gaurav Khanna, and good luck for all the endeavors in bringing laurels for the country. Good wishes to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you.